blinders on, and was really just looking at what I was doing and the world. My universe was very small, and it was 2,000 meters, 13 meters wide, and I sit on my butt and I go backwards, and that was my existence. And
what do you do for a living? I sit on my butt and go backwards for like 1,000 meters. I got like 13 feet.
I was training to be a politician, maybe, but
yes, going backwards would have worked there.
Yeah, but being injured like that, I suddenly realized I started letting people help me. I'd never let people help me. I'd been far too independent before that, and with a back injury, I needed people to help, and I realized how kind people can be if you let them. And that was a new lesson for me. I was like 32 and learning that, wow, people actually like to help me as much as I like to help them.
And at that point, did you say to yourself, well, what the hell am I going to do with the rest of my life? Or did you already know kind of what you were planning on doing? Were you already beginning that next phase in your life while you were still rowing?
No, I don't think I knew. At one point I thought, I went through university, I've got a degree in kinesiology. I thought I was going to be a coach. And then I just realized my brain, as it had been so focused, it was just had been too focused, and I had to let it go and explore and experiment. And I got to travel and have adventures around the world. My income comes from corporate presentations, so I knew I would come home and my income would be taken care of that way. I thought at one point I'd get into broadcasting, and so I've kind of dabbled a little bit into broadcasting. I did the coverage for the 2004 Olympics with, at the time, it was CBC doing the coverage. And it's just, I love being the CEO of stuff. And it kind of, and all that stuff, I guess, eventually led me into mentoring the team. And then mentoring the team led me to writing this book.
And the mentoring of the team, these young, is it women that you deal with primarily, or both men and women?
All sports, men and women, summer and winter Olympics.
Okay. And do the young ones really have an idea of who you are before they sort of do a little research on you? I'm not saying that you're old, because you're not by a long shot, but you're talking about kids who are, some cases, are like in their teens.
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Yeah. No, it's one of those really humbling things that I'm working with athletes. Sometimes I'll be in the Olympic Village helping them along, and I'm thinking I'm their mentor, and sometimes they're thinking I'm mascot or like the
mascot. Yes, she's a mascot.
Look at my hair. I'm kind of a Muppet, and but in discussion, we have discussions, and they know I was an Olympic athlete, and then eventually they're like, wow, like she's an Olympic champion, and that's part of it for me, is because I want to show them that normal people can accomplish these really incredible goals. Because we tend to think of that other people win, and I know going into the Olympics, even I used to have this stereotypical image of what an Olympic athlete looked like, and they generally were perfect, and their fat cell would get lonely, and I think part of, in my mind, as a kid growing up, Olympic athletes all looked like swimmers, and that's not true at all. If you stand in a line in the Olympic Village and you look at the athletes standing up to get in line to get for food or whatever free stuff's coming their way, because Olympic athletes love the free stuff.
Well, and they should be.
Yeah, a line in the Olympic Village looks very much like a line to go to see a movie in Toronto. Very multicultural. You've got short, tall. You've got really narrow. You've got some really wide. Like some athletes are very broad, and
well, some of the athletes you could almost tell who they are. Like the cyclist, you look at their thighs and you go, "Oh my God, that's got to be a cyclist."
Oh, I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're still in fabulous shape.
Thank you.
You look like you could still go out there and row your boat.
Oh, that was very good. I heard you singing earlier.
That was stupid. That was really stupid.
It was low. It was low humor, Ted.
What do you expect? Your dad must have told you don't expect anything. I set the bar really low. This way, when I climb above it, I feel as though I've achieved something. I want to come back and talk about your book, The Power of More, because there's some really positive messages in this book, and so much of it is based on positive thoughts and sort of pushing the negative away, whether it comes from somebody else or whether it comes from you.
Yeah.